Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Practice with Julia. Today we're going to build real B1, B2 listening and speaking skills for daily life in a calm, practical way. With natural phrases you can actually use, I'll speak clearly and naturally, and I want you to practice with me out loud, even if you're alone, even if you feel shy because your voice is part of your learning. And every time you speak, you train your brain to think in English faster. So take a comfortable breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin. At B1 and B2 level, you already know many words and you can understand simple conversations. But real English can still feel fast, messy, and unpredictable. People change topics, they use short replies, they skip words, and they expect you to answer quickly. So, in this lesson, we will focus on three things: understanding the main idea, catching key details, and replying naturally without overthinking. And we'll do it through daily life situations, the kind of English you hear in shops, offices, on the phone, with friends, and in small everyday problems. Before we practice, remember one important mindset. You do not need to understand every word to understand the message. Native speakers miss words too. They guess from context. They listen for meaning, not perfection. So your job is to stay calm, catch the most important words, and respond with a clear, simple sentence. That is real communication, and it is exactly what B1, B2 is about. Now we will warm up your mouth and your brain. I'll say a natural daily life sentence. Then you repeat it slowly after me. Focus on rhythm, not speed. Ready? I'm just getting started, so give me a minute. Repeat after me. I'm just getting started, so give me a minute. Again. I'm just getting started, so give me a minute. Good. Now a second sentence. I'm not completely sure, but I can find out. Repeat. I'm not completely sure, but I can find out. Again. I'm not completely sure, but I can find out. Great. These two sentences are powerful at B1, B2 because they help you speak even when you're not ready. Now let's train listening the smart way. I will speak a short mini story. Your first task is to listen for the main idea. Do not write anything, just listen. Here we go. This morning I planned to leave early, but my phone battery was low. I searched for my charger and realized I left it at work yesterday. I didn't want to be late, so I decided to stop at a small electronics shop near my home. I asked the cashier if they had a fast charger. He showed me two options. One was cheaper, but slower. The other one was a little more expensive, but would charge my phone quickly. I chose the second one, paid by card, like, and left the shop feeling relieved, Sebon, because now I could use my phone for maps and messages. Now tell me the main idea in one sentence. Say it out loud. You can start with the main idea is that, go ahead. Now I'll model a strong B1, B2 answer. The main idea is that she needed a charger quickly, so she bought a fast charger at a shop. Repeat it. The main idea is that she needed a charger quickly, so she bought a fast charger at a shop. Good. Now, second task, so listen again. This time, catch two details. I will read it again a little faster, and you will answer two questions after. Ready! This morning, I planned to leave early, but my phone battery was low. I searched for my charger and realized I left it at work yesterday. I didn't want to be late, so I decided to stop at a small electronics shop near my home. I asked the cashier if they had a fast charger. He showed me two options. One was cheaper but slower. The other one was a little more expensive but would charge my phone quickly. I chose the second one, paid by card, and left the shop feeling relieved. Question 1. Where did I leave the charger? Say your answer. Question 2. Why did I choose the second option? Say your answer. Now I'll answer. You left it at work, and you chose the second option because it would charge your phone quickly. Repeat. You left it at work, and you chose the second option because it would charge your phone quickly. Excellent. This is B1, B2 listening training. First main idea, then key details, and you don't panic if you miss something. You listen again, and you keep practicing. Now we will practice natural replies because speaking at B1, B2 is not only grammar, it is reacting and being flexible. I will give you a situation, then I will give you 3 reply options. You repeat each one, and then you choose your favorite and say it again with confidence. Situation: you are at work. A colleague asks, "Can you send me that file today?" Reply option 1. Yes, I can send it this afternoon. Repeat. Reply option 2. I can, but I need a little time to double check it first. Repeat. Reply option 3. I'm working on it now. I'll send it as soon as it's ready. Repeat. Now choose your favorite and say it one more time, slowly, with a calm voice. Situation: a friend texts you. Are we still meeting at 6? Reply 1. Yes, 6 works for me. See you then. Repeat. Reply 2. Can we make it 6:30? I'm running a bit late. Repeat. Reply 3. I'm not sure yet. I'll confirm in about 10 minutes. Repeat. Now pick one and say it. Again, notice what we're doing. We are training useful patterns. I can, but I'm working on it. I'm running a bit late. I'll confirm. These patterns are common in real conversations, and when you practice them many times, your brain starts to reach for them automatically. Now let's move into a realistic daily life conversation practice. I will play both roles, but I want you to speak the second role with me. I will leave a pause, and you respond out loud. Keep it simple, and don't worry about being perfect. Ready? I'll be the first speaker. Hey, Julia, do you have a minute? Now you respond. You can say, sure, what's up? Go ahead. Now I continue. I wanted to ask about tomorrow's plan. Are we still meeting at 10? Now you respond. You can say, yes, 10 is fine. Or can we do 10:30? Go ahead. Now I continue. No problem. Why, if we do 10:30, that actually helps me too. Should we meet in the meeting room or on a call? Now, you respond, Lamar. You can say, let's do a call, or let's meet in the meeting room. Go ahead. Do. Now I continue. Great. I'll send a message to confirm, and I'll bring the notes from last time. Now you respond. You can say, perfect, thank you. Go ahead. Now let's upgrade the same conversation to a stronger B2 style. With slightly richer language, I'll model it. Then you repeat. Sure, I do. What do you need? Repeat. Yes, We're still on, but if you prefer, we can push it back to 10:30. Repeat. Let's jump on a quick call. It'll be easier than meeting in person. Repeat. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'll review the notes before we talk. Repeat. See the difference. B1 is clear and simple. B2 is still clear, but a bit more flexible and polite, with phrases like, if you prefer to push it back. Chemra. Jump on a call. I appreciate it. These are everyday B2 upgrades. Now we'll do a listening and response drill. I will say a sentence you might hear in daily life, and your job is to respond in a natural way. I will give you a few seconds, then I will model an answer. You repeat my answer. Ready? Sentence 1. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you say it again? Your reply. Speak now. Model answer. Of course. I said I'll be there in about 15 minutes. Repeat. Of course. I said I'll be there in about 15 minutes. Sentence 2. Do you mind if I open the window? Your reply. Model answer. Not at all. Go ahead. Repeat. Not at all. Go ahead. Sentence 3. We're out of that item today. Would you like something similar? Okay. Your reply. Model answer. Yes, that's fine. What do you recommend? Repeat. Yes, that's fine. What do you recommend? Sentence 4. Can you do me a favor? Your reply. Model answer. Sure. What do you need? Repeat. Sure. What do you need? Sentence 5. I might be a little late. Traffic is bad. Your reply. Model answer. No worries. Just let me know when you're close. Repeat. No worries. Just let me know when you're close. This kind of practice is extremely useful because it trains you to react automatically with polite and natural English. Now let's build a longer daily life scene, this time about a small problem, because real English includes problems, delays, mistakes, and solutions, and B1, B2 learners need language for that. Listen first, then we will practice speaking from the scene. I ordered groceries online, and I chose a delivery time between 5 and 6. I stayed home and waited, but by 6:15 no one arrived. I checked the app, and it showed delayed. I didn't want to complain angrily, but I needed the groceries for dinner. So I called customer support. I explained the situation calmly, and I asked for an updated delivery time. The agent apologized and said the driver was stuck in traffic. She offered me 2 options: wait another 30 minutes, or reschedule for tomorrow with a discount. I chose to wait. And finally, the groceries arrived at 6:45. Now your task. Tell me what happened. In 2 or 3 sentences. Speak out loud. You can start with, she ordered groceries, but go ahead. Now here is a strong model answer. She ordered groceries for delivery between 5 and 6, but the order was delayed. She called customer support, asked for an update, and decided to wait. Overture, repeat it. She ordered groceries for delivery between 5 and 6, but the order was delayed. She called customer support, asked for an update, and decided to wait. Now let's practice the language you would use on the phone. Repeat after me. Hi, I am calling about my delivery. It's later than expected. I just wanted to check the status. Do you know when it will arrive? I understand delays happen. I just need an updated time. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. Now we do role play. I will be the customer support agent, and you are the customer. I will speak, then you respond. Agent. Hello, thanks for calling. How can I help you today? You respond. Say the first sentence. Agent. Let me check that for you. Can you confirm your order numbers? And you respond, you can say, yes, it's, or I don't have it, but I can give you my phone number. Agent. Thanks. I see it here. It looks like the driver is delayed. Would you like to wait or reschedule? You respond, choose one. Agent. Perfect. I'm sorry again for the inconvenience. We'll do our best to deliver soon. You respond, say something polite. Good. And if you want to sound more B2, you can add a calm phrase like, I completely understand, but I'd really appreciate a clear estimate. Repeat. I completely understand, but I'd really appreciate a clear estimate. Te acuerdas? Now let's close part 1 with a confidence routine because B1, B2 learners often have ability, but they freeze. So I want you to practice 3 sentences that keep you moving. Repeat after me slowly. Let me think for a second. That's a good question. What I mean is. Now say them again, but connect them. That's a gooder question. Let me think for a second. What I mean is, excellent. If you practice these daily, your speaking becomes smoother and you sound more natural. Even when you're nervous, before we continue, take one slow breath in and a slow breath out and remind yourself, you are not here to be perfect. You are here to communicate and to get a little better each time. Now let's build stronger B1, B2, listening and speaking, with more real daily life situations and more natural responses you can reuse again and again. We'll start with a listening mini story that includes emotions and opinions, because at B1, B2, you must understand not only facts, but also the speaker's attitude. Are they happy, annoyed, unsure, or excited? Listen the first time only for the mood and main idea. Yesterday, I met my friend after work. We planned to grab coffee, but the cafe was packed. There was a long line, and we couldn't find a table. My friend looked tired and honestly a bit irritated. She said she didn't feel like waiting. So we walked around and found a smaller place 2 streets away. It was quieter. The staff were friendly, and we finally had space to sit and talk. By the end, my friend was in a much better mood, and we both agreed the second cafe was a better choice. Now say the main idea in one sentence, and also tell me the mood change. Speak out loud. Here's a strong model answer. They wanted coffee, but the first cafe was too crowded, so they went to a quieter place and her friend felt better afterward. Repeat it. They wanted coffee, but the first cafe was too crowded, so they went to a quieter place and her friend felt better afterward. Now listen again for details. I will ask 3 questions after. Yesterday, I met my friend after work. We planned to grab coffee, but the cafe was packed. There was a long line, and we couldn't find a table. My friend looked tired and honestly a bit irritated. She said she didn't feel like waiting. So we walked around and found a smaller place 2 streets away. It was quieter. The staff were friendly, and we finally had space to sit and talk. By the end, my friend was in a much better mood, and we both agreed the second cafe was a better choice. Question 1. Why didn't we stay at the first cafe? Say it. Question 2. How did my friend feel at the beginning? Say it. Question 3. What was better about the second place? Say it. Now I'll answer. We didn't stay because it was crowded and there was no table. She felt tired and irritated, and the second place was quieter with friendly staff. Repeat. We didn't stay because it was crowded and there was no table. She felt tired and irritated, and the second place was quieter with friendly staff. Now let's practice natural B1, B2 phrases for making decisions in real time, because you often need to decide quickly when, without sounding rude. mm, Repeat after me. It's a bit crowded. Maybe we should try somewhere else. I'm not in the mood to wait. Do you want to walk a little? Let's keep it simple. We can choose a quieter place. I'm fine either way. What do you prefer? If it's okay with you, I'd rather go somewhere less busy. Now we'll do a short speaking drill. I will say a situation, and you answer with one decision sentence. Then I'll give a model answer, and you repeat. Situation: you are at a restaurant and the music is too loud. Respond. Model answer: would it be possible to sit somewhere quieter? Repeat. Would it be possible to sit somewhere quieter? Situation: your friend wants to go out but you feel tired. Respond. Model answer: I'd love to, but I'm exhausted. Can we do it another day? Repeat. I'd love to, but I'm exhausted. Can we do it another day? Situation: you are choosing between two products. One is cheaper, one is better quality. Respond. Model answer: I think I'll pay a bit more. I want something that lasts. Repeat. I think I'll pay a bit more. I want something that lasts. Good. Those sentences are natural, polite, and flexible. Now we will train listening for numbers and time, because this is a common B1, B2 difficulty: delivery times, appointments, prices, dates. Listen carefully. I'll speak a short message, like a voicemail, and then you will answer questions. Hi, this is a quick reminder about your appointment. It's scheduled for Thursday at 3:20 p.m. Please arrive 10 minutes early. Frühstück. If you need to reschedule, call us before Wednesday afternoon. Thanks, and we'll see you soon. Now answer. What day is the appointment? What time? And how early should you arrive? Say it out loud. Model answer: it's on Thursday at 3:20. And I should arrive 10 minutes early. Repeat. It's on Thursday at 3:20, and I should arrive 10 minutes early. Now another one. Listen. Hello, your order has been shipped. It should arrive between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. tomorrow. If you're not home, the courier may leave it with a neighbor, or you can choose a pickup point through the link in your message. Now answer. When will it arrive? And what are two options if you are not home? Say it. Model answer. It should arrive between 9 and 12 tomorrow. And if I'm not home, they can leave it with a neighbor, or I can choose a pickup point. Repeat. It should arrive between 9 and 12 tomorrow. And if I'm not home, they can leave it with a neighbor, or I can choose a pickup point. Listen. Excellent. Now we move into a daily life phone conversation because at B1, B2, phone calls can be challenging. You don't see the person's face, you can't read body language, so you need strong clarification phrases. Repeat after me. Sorry, the line is cutting out. Can you repeat that? Let me make sure I understood. You said tomorrow morning, right? Could you speak a little more slowly, please? I didn't catch the last part. What was the address again? Thanks. I'm writing this down. Now, role play. I'll be a service provider since you are the customer booking something and you will respond out loud. I will pause for you. Hello, thanks for calling. How can I help you? You respond. You can say, Hi, I'd like to book an appointment. Go ahead. Sure. What day works for you? You respond. Say a day and time. Okay, I have an opening at 11:30 or 2:15. Which one would you like? You respond. Choose one? Great. Can I have your name and phone number? You respond. Perfect. You're booked. If anything changes, please let us know at least 24 hours in advance. You respond politely. Now we upgrade to B2 style. Repeat after me. Hi, I'm calling to see if you have any availability this week. If possible, I'd prefer the afternoon. Could you pencil me in for 2:15? Thanks. I'll be there a few minutes early. Now let's practice small talk. Because B1, B2 conversation is not only information, it's connection. Small talk makes you sound natural and friendly. We'll do short listening and response. I will say a line someone says to you, and you reply naturally. Line 1, long day, huh? You reply, model answer. Yeah, it's been busy. I'm ready to relax. Repeat. Yeah, it's been busy. I'm ready to relax. Line 2. How was your weekend? You reply. Model answer. It was good. I mostly rested and caught up on a few things. How about you? Repeat. It was good. I mostly rested and caught up on a few things. How about you? Line 3. This weather is so unpredictable. Mm. You reply, model answer. I know, it keeps changing. I never know what to wear. Repeat. I know, it keeps changing. I never know what to wear. Line 4. Have you tried that new place near the station? You reply, model answer. Not yet, but I've heard it's good. Do you recommend it? Repeat. Not yet, but I've heard it's good. Do you recommend it? Good. Now you are building real conversational habits. Now we will do a deeper listening exercise with implied meaning. Because B2 listening often includes indirect language. Not everything is said directly. Listen. Then tell me what the person really means. My coworker looked at the clock and said, Wow, it's already 5. Then she closed her laptop and said, I guess we'll continue tomorrow. She smiled politely, but she also looked a little stressed. Now, what does she really mean? Say it. Model answer. She means it's time to stop working and she wants to continue tomorrow because she's tired or out of time. Repeat. She means it's time to stop working and she wants to continue tomorrow because she's tired or out of time. Here are more indirect phrases you will hear at work and in daily life. Repeat after me. I'll get back to you on that. Once, let's touch base later. I'm not sure that's the best idea. That might be a bit difficult right now. I'll think about it and let you know. Now let's practice responding to indirect language politely because you don't want to sound too direct. I will say the indirect phrase, and you reply, phrase, I'll get back to you on that. Your reply, model answer, sure, no rush, just let me know when you have an update. Repeat, sure, no rush, just let me know when you have an update. Phrase, that might be a bit difficult right now. Your reply, model answer. I understand. Is there another option that would work better? Repeat. I understand. Is there another option that would work better? Phrase. I'm not sure that's the best idea. 그리고 your reply. Model answer. Okay. I'm open to feedback. What would you suggest instead? Repeat. Okay, I'm open to feedback. What would you suggest instead? Excellent. Now we'll do a daily routine speaking task. B1, B2 learners need to talk about their day with detail and natural connectors. I will give you a prompt. You speak for about 20 to 30 seconds. Then I'll give you a model answer you can copy. Prompt. Describe your morning today. Include at least one time expression, one reason, and one feeling. Speak now. Now listen to my model answer and repeat it sentence by sentence. This morning I woke up a bit later than usual because I stayed up too late last night. I made a quick breakfast and checked my messages. Then I got ready and left the house in a hurry. I felt slightly stressed at first, but once I started my day, I calmed down. Now repeat after me. This morning, I woke up a bit later than usual. I repeat. Because I stayed up too late last night. Repeat. I made a quick breakfast and checked my messages. Repeat. Then I got ready and left the house in a hurry. Repeat. I felt slightly stressed at first, but once I started my day, I calmed down. Good. Now create your own version. Change one detail. Maybe the breakfast. Maybe the feeling. Maybe the reason. Speak now. Now we'll finish this section with a powerful B2 connector practice. Because connectors make you sound fluent, repeat after me slowly. Even though I was tired, I still went. As soon as I got home, I changed clothes. By the time I arrived, everyone had already started. On top of that, I had to handle one more thing. Adumer. In the end, it worked out. Say them again. And feel how they connect ideas smoothly. Great, let's continue. And now we will focus on one of the biggest B1, B2 challenges, understanding fast everyday English when people shorten their sentences, and speaking smoothly when the conversation changes direction. We'll train flexibility, polite corrections, and natural follow-up questions because real conversations are not scripts, they move. First, a short listening story with a change of plan. Listen once for the main idea and listen for the moment when the plan changes. I was supposed to meet my cousin for lunch. We agreed on a new place downtown. But when I got there, she texted me and said she was stuck in a meeting. She apologized and asked if we could meet an hour later. At first, I felt annoyed. because I was hungry and I had already traveled across the city. But I didn't want to start an argument. So I told her it was okay. I walked to a nearby park, bought a small snack, and used the time to reply to messages and relax when she finally arrived. She looked stressed, so I kept the mood light, and we ended up having a really nice lunch. Now say the main idea and say how the speaker handled the delay. Speak out loud. Here is a strong model answer. They planned to meet for lunch, but the cousin was delayed, so the speaker waited, stayed calm, and they still had a good lunch. Repeat it. They planned to meet for lunch, but the cousin was delayed, so the speaker waited, stayed calm, and they still had a good lunch. Now let's pull out the useful language. Because in real life, delays happen, and you need calm, polite phrases. Repeat after me. No problem. Thanks for letting me know. That's okay. I'll just wait nearby. Do you have an estimated time? I understand things happen. Let's not stress about it. We'll figure it out. Now practice with me. I will say a message you receive, and you respond using one calm sentence. Then I'll model and you repeat. Message. I'm running late. Sorry. You respond. Model answer. No worries. Just keep me posted. Repeat. No worries. Just keep me posted. Message. Can we move it to tomorrow instead? You respond. Model answer. Sure. Tomorrow works. What time were you thinking? Repeat. Sure. Tomorrow works. What time were you thinking? Message. I'm stuck in traffic. I might be 20 minutes late. You respond. Model answer. Okay, thanks for the update. I'll wait here. Repeat. Okay, thanks for the update. I'll wait here. Good. These replies are short, natural, and confident. Now we'll practice listening for informal shortened speech because people often speak like this. Wanna, gonna, kinda, lemme. Gotcha. You do not need to use them all the time, but you must understand them. I'll say an informal line, then I'll say a clearer version, then you repeat the clear version first, and then if you want, you can repeat the informal version too. Informal. I'm gonna head out in a sec. Clear. I'm gonna leave in a second. Repeat the clear version. I'm going to leave in a second. If you want, repeat informal. I'm gonna head out in a sec. Informal. Wanna grab something to eat? Ours. Clear. Do you wanna get something to eat? Repeat. Optional informal. Wanna grab something to eat? Informal. Let me check and get back to you. Clear. Let me check and I will get back to you. Repeat. Optional informal. Let me check and get back to you. Informal. I'm kinda busy. Today, some clear. I'm a little busy today. Repeat. Anton. Optional informal. I'm kinda busy today. Disan sits informal. Gotcha. I'll do it. Clear. Okay, I understand. I'll do it. Repeat. Optional informal. Gotcha. I'll do it. Excellent. Now your listening will improve because these short forms won't surprise you. Now let's train follow-up questions because at B1, B2, you must keep the conversation going. One strong trick is to ask a simple follow-up. Not too personal, not too long, just enough to continue. Repeat after me. Oh, really? What happened? How did that go? What did you end up doing? Was it better than you expected? What was the best part, son? Would you do it again? Now practice. I will say a statement, and you ask one follow-up question. Ready? Statement. I tried a new workout class yesterday. You ask a follow-up. Model question. Oh, nice. How was it? Repeat. Oh, nice. How was it? Statement. I had a strange day at work. You ask a follow-up. Model question. Really? What happened? Repeat. Really? What happened? Statement. I'm thinking about taking a short trip next month. You ask a follow-up. Model question. That sounds fun. Where are you thinking of going? Repeat. That sounds fun. Where are you thinking of going? Statement. I finally fixed that problem with my computer. You ask a follow-up. Model question. Great. What was causing the problem? Repeat. Great. What was causing the problem? Good. Now you're not only answering, you're leading the conversation too. Now we will do a realistic listening dialogue. And your job is to catch the purpose of the conversation and then respond as one speaker. Listen first. Hey, quick question. Are you still free this evening? I think so. Why? I was going to cook, but I'm missing a few things. Do you want to come with me to the supermarket? Sure. What time? Maybe around 7. I don't want to go too late. Okay, 7 works. Do you need me to bring anything? And if you can bring a reusable bag and maybe some cash, just in case. No problem. I'll see you at 7. Now answer. What is the purpose of the conversation? Say it. Model answer. They are making a plan to go to the supermarket together around 7. Repeat. Now you will play the second speaker. I will speak the first lines and you answer. Hey, quick question. Are you still free this evening? You respond. I was going to cook, but I'm missing a few things. Do you want to come with me to the supermarket? You respond. Maybe around 7. I don't want to go too late. You respond. If you can, bring a reusable bag and maybe some cash, just in case. You respond. Great. Now we upgrade the same dialogue to slightly more B2, with more natural phrasing. Repeat after me. Are you still available tonight? I'm planning to cook, but I need to pick up a few things. Does 7 work for you? Could you bring a reusable bag and maybe some cash, just in case? Sounds good. See you then. Now, an important B1, B2 skill is polite correction, because sometimes you misunderstand or you say something wrong and you need to fix it without panic. Here are calm correction phrases. Repeat after me. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Actually, what I meant was, let me correct myself. I might be mistaken, but I think, sorry, I misunderstood. As now practice. I'll give you a situation. You correct politely. Situation, you told someone you can meet at 6, but you realize you can only meet at 6:30. Speak your correction. Model answer. Actually, can we make it 6:30 instead? Something came up? Repeat. Actually, can we make it 6:30 instead? Something came up. Situation. You thought the meeting was on Friday, but it's on Thursday. Speak. Model answer. Sorry, I misunderstood. It's Thursday, not Friday. Thanks for clarifying. Repeat. Sorry, I misunderstood. It's Thursday, not Friday. Thanks for clarifying. Situation. You used the wrong word and you want to fix it. Speak. Model answer. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I meant it was inconvenient, not to be impossible. Repeat. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I meant it was inconvenient, not impossible. Excellent. Those corrections sound mature and professional. Now we will do a longer guided speaking task. This is where you build real B2 fluency. You will speak in short, connected sentences using simple connectors. I will give you a structure, and you speak with your own details. Topic. Talk about a time you had to change plans. Use this simple structure. What the plan was, what changed, how you felt, what you did, how it ended. Now speak for 30 to 40 seconds. Do it slowly. It's okay to pause. Now listen to my model answer and repeat sentence by sentence. Last week I planned to meet a friend after work, but she got delayed and asked to meet later. At first I felt a little frustrated because I was tired and hungry, but I decided to stay calm. I found a nearby place to sit and I used the time to relax. In the end, she arrived, we talked, and the evening turned out really nice. Now repeat. Last week, I planned to meet a friend after work. Repeat, but she got delayed and asked to meet later. Repeat. At first, I felt a little frustrated because I was tired and hungry. Repeat, but I decided to stay calm. Repeat. I found a nearby place to sit and I used the time to relax. Repeat. In the end, she arrived, we talked, and the evening turned out really nice. Now create your own version with different details. Maybe it was a trip, a family plan, a class, a delivery. Speak now. Good. And remember, fluency is not speed. Fluency is smooth connection, clear meaning, and calm confidence. Now, one final quick listening check. Listen and choose the best response. Someone says, I'm not sure I can make it tonight. I might have to work late. You respond, model answer. No problem. Just let me know as soon as you can, and we can reschedule if needed. Repeat, no problem. Just let me know as soon as you can, and we can reschedule if needed. Perfect. You are building real-life English, the kind that helps you in daily situations, with friends, at work, and in public places. Let's keep going. And now, we'll train a very important B1, B2 skill, giving opinions naturally, agreeing and disagreeing politely, and sounding confident without sounding rude. Because in real English, people share thoughts all the time about food, work, plans, money, habits, and even small everyday choices. And when you can handle opinions well, you sound more fluent immediately. First, listen to a short conversation and focus on the opinion words. Words like I think, I feel, honestly, to be fair, I'm not sure. Listen. Do you like working from home? Honestly, I like it sometimes, but I don't love it every day. I feel more focused at home, but I also miss talking to people in person. Yeah, I get that. I think a mix is best. Maybe 2 days at home and 3 days in the office. Exactly, that sounds ideal. Now say, what is the main topic? And what is each person's opinion? Speak out loud. Model answer. They are talking about working from home. One person likes it sometimes but misses people. The other person thinks a mix is best. Repeat. They are talking about working from home. One person likes it sometimes but misses people. The other person thinks a mix is best. Now let's practice opinion phrases you can use in any situation. Repeat after me. In my opinion. I think it depends. To be honest, if you ask me, I'm not totally convinced. I see your point, but that's true. But on the other hand, I agree up to a point. I'm on the fence. Now we practice with real topics. I will give you a simple daily life question. You answer with one opinion sentence. Then I'll model a strong B1, B2 answer, and you repeat this question. Do you prefer cooking at home or eating out? You answer. Model answer. To be honest, I prefer cooking at home most of the time. It's cheaper and I can control what I eat. Repeat. To be honest, I prefer cooking at home most of the time. It's cheaper and I can control what I eat. Question. Is it better to wake up early or sleep longer? You answer. Model answer. I think it depends on the day. If I have a lot to do, waking up early helps. But if I'm exhausted, sleep is more important. Repeat. I think it depends on the day. If I have a lot to do, waking up early helps. But if I'm exhausted, sleep is more important. Question. Do you like shopping online? You answer. Model answer. In my opinion, online shopping is convenient, but I don't like waiting for delivery. Repeat. In my opinion, online shopping is convenient, but I don't like waiting for delivery. Good. Notice the structure. You give an opinion, and you add a reason. That is B1, B2 speaking. Opinion plus reason. Now we move to polite disagreement, because disagreement is normal. But many learners avoid it, and then they sound quiet or unsure. You can disagree politely with soft language. Repeat after me. I'm not sure I agree with that. I see what you mean, but I have a different view. That's a fair point, Matsufris. But from my experience, I understand your point. However, I might be wrong, but I think as some. Now let's practice. I will say an opinion, and you disagree politely. You can copy the model. Opinion. Online shopping is always better than going to stores. You respond. Model answer. I see what you mean. But I'm not sure it's always better. Sometimes I want to see the product in person. Repeat. I see what you mean. But I'm not sure it's always better. Sometimes I want to see the product in person. Opinion. Working late is the only way to be successful. You respond. Model answer. That's a fair point, but I don't think working late is the only way. See, balance matters too. Repeat. That's a fair point, but I don't think working late is the only way. Balance matters too. Opinion. Coffee is a waste of money. You respond. Model answer. I understand your point. However, for some people, it's a small daily, not stressful. Repeat. The hardest part is getting distracted by my phone. Repeat. So I'm planning to set a timer and work in short, focused blocks. Repeat. And I also want to prepare my to-do list the night before. Now say your own version, change the habit, change the details, but keep the structure. Speak now. Now we'll close with a short listening and response about opinions. Because this is real life. Listen. I'm thinking about buying a new phone, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. Mine still works. It's just slower than before. Now respond with a balanced opinion. Model answer. I think it depends. If it still works, you could wait a bit. But if it slows you down every day, upgrading might be worth it. Repeat. I think it depends. If it still works, you could wait a bit. But if it slows you down every day, upgrading might be worth it. Excellent. You're learning to sound natural, calm, and thoughtful, and that is strong B1, B2 English. Let's continue. And now, we'll focus on English you need for services and workplaces, the kind of language you use when something goes wrong, when you need help, when you need to complain politely, or when you need to request changes. This is very real. B1, B2 English. And when you can do this calmly, you sound confident and mature. First, listen to a short service situation and try to catch the problem, the request, and the solution. I went to pick up a jacket I ordered online. The store message said it was ready, but when I arrived, the employee couldn't find it. She checked the system again. Then she asked me to wait a moment. I waited near the counter and tried to stay patient. After a few minutes, she came back and said the jacket was still in the warehouse and hadn't been delivered to the store yet. I felt disappointed, but I didn't want to be rude. So I asked if they could give me an updated time and notify me when it arrived. She apologized and offered to ship it directly to my home for free. I accepted, and I left feeling better because we found a solution. Now tell me, what was the problem? And what solution did they offer? Speak out loud. Model answer. The store couldn't find the jacket because it hadn't arrived. They offered to ship it to her home for free. Repeat. Now, let's practice the polite complaint language inside that story. Repeat after me. I'm here to pick up an order. I got a message that it was ready. Do you have an update on when it will arrive? Could you notify me as soon as it's available? Is there any way to ship it to my home instead? Thanks. I appreciate your help. Now role play. I'll be the store employee. You are the customer. Speak out loud during the pauses. Hi there. How can I help you today? You respond. Sure. What's the name on the order? You respond. Okay, let me check. Can you give me a minute? You respond. Thanks for waiting. I'm really sorry. It looks like it hasn't arrived yet. You respond. You can ask for an update and a solution. We can ship it to your home for free. Would you like that? You respond. Perfect. I'll set that up right now. You'll get a confirmation message. You respond politely. Good. Now we upgrade to B2. Style. with slightly more formal, polite language. Repeat after me. Hi, I'm here to pick up an online order. I received a notification that it was ready. I understand delays happen, but could you tell me when it's expected to arrive? If possible, I'd prefer home delivery. Thanks for sorting this out. I appreciate it. Now, another common daily life situation is receiving the wrong item. Listen, I ordered a meal to go, and when I got home, I realized it was the wrong dish. I checked the receipt and it showed my correct order, so the mistake happened in the kitchen. I was hungry and a little annoyed, but I didn't want to shout. I called the restaurant and explained calmly. I said, Hi, I just picked up my order, but I received the wrong item. My receipt says chicken, but I got beef. The staff member apologized and asked me to come back. They offered to remake the correct dish immediately. And they also offered a free drink for the inconvenience. I went back, got the correct meal, and the problem was solved. Now answer. What happened? And how did the speaker explain the issue? Speak out loud. Model answer. She received the wrong meal and called to explain it calmly, using the receipt details, and they remade the correct dish. Repeat. Now practice those key sentences. Repeat after me. Hi, I think there was a mistake with my order. I received the wrong item. My receipt says, but I got. Could you please remake it? Is there any way to fix this today? Thanks for your help. Now we practice a very important B1, B2 skill, staying polite while being clear, because you must communicate the problem clearly without sounding aggressive. Here are polite but firm phrases. Repeat after me. I'm afraid this isn't what I ordered. I'm sorry, but there seems to be an issue. I'm not trying to complain. I just want to fix this. Could you please take another look? I'd appreciate a solution. What are my options here? Now practice with real situations. I'll give you the situation, Sugar. You respond using one polite but clear sentence. Situation, your bill is higher than expected. Respond, model answer. Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake on the bill. Could you check it with me? Repeat, situation. You booked a hotel room, but the room type is different. Respond, model answer. Hi, I believe I booked a different room type. Could you confirm my reservation details? Repeat, situation. Your delivery is missing an item. Respond. Model answer. Hi, my delivery arrived, but one item is missing. Could you help me with that? Repeat. Great. Now let's move to workplace English, because B1, B2 workplace conversations require clarity, deadlines, updates, and sometimes saying no politely. We will train 3 workplace skills: giving a status update, requesting clarification, and negotiating a deadline. First, listen to a short workplace update and catch the key points: what is done, what is not done, and what is needed next. This week, I made progress on the report. I finished the first draft and added the main data, but I still need to review the numbers and fix a few sections. I also need feedback from the marketing team before I finalize the conclusion. I think I can send the updated version by Thursday afternoon, as long as I get their comments by Wednesday. Now summarize it in 1 or 2 sentences. Speak out loud, model answer. The first draft is done, but the numbers and a few sections need review, and it needs marketing feedback before it can be finalized by Thursday. Repeat. Now practice status update phrases. Repeat after me. Just a quick update. I've made good progress on. I've finished the first draft, so still need to. I'm waiting for feedback from. I'm on track to finish by. If I get the feedback by, I can deliver by. Now role play. I am your manager asking for an update. You answer, "Hey Julia, how's it going with the report?" Chat. You respond, use, "I've finished. I still need." Okay, what do you need from me? You respond, ask for something clearly. Got it. Can you send me the updated version by Thursday? You respond, confirm or negotiate. Now I'll model a strong B2 response you can copy. Yes, I can send an updated version by Thursday afternoon. I'm just waiting for marketing's comments. If they send them by Wednesday, I'll be on track. Repeat. Now, another key workplace skill, asking for clarification, because misunderstandings happen. And at B2, it's normal to ask clarifying questions. Repeat after me. Just to clarify, do you mean, can you walk me through that again? Are you looking for a short summary or a detailed report? When you say soon, what timeline do you have in mind? Could you confirm the priority for this task? Now practice. I will say a vague request, and you ask a clarification question. Vague request? Can you send that to me soon? You ask a clarification question. Model. Sure. When do you need it by? Repeat. Vague request. Please make it better. You ask. Model. Of course. Which part would you like me to improve first? Repeat. Vague request. We should talk about it later. You ask. Model. Sounds good. What time works for you? Repeat. Excellent. Clarity is professionalism, and it reduces stress. Now we'll do a listening and response about a workplace problem, because problems are real. Listen. My coworker sent me a file, but it wouldn't open. I tried a few times, then I realized it was in a format my software didn't support. I didn't want to waste time, so I messaged them politely. I said, "Thanks for sending this. I'm having trouble opening it. Could you resend it as a PDF or a Word document?" They replied quickly and said, "Oh, sorry. Yes, I'll resend it now." And the issue was solved. Now you respond as the coworker. I say, "Thanks for sending this. I'm having trouble opening it. Could you resend it as a PDF or a Word document?" You respond, model, answer. Of course, sorry about that. I'll resend it as a PDF right now. Repeat, great. Now we'll finish with a longer speaking task because B2 requires you to explain a problem and solution clearly. Prompt, describe a small problem you had recently and how you solved it. Maybe a delivery, a wrong item, a late meeting, a technical issue. Include what happened, how you felt, what you said, and how it ended. Speak now, slowly. Now I'll give you a model answer, and you repeat sentence by sentence. Recently, I had a small issue with an order. I received the wrong item. At first, I felt annoyed. but I stayed calm and contacted the store. I explained the problem clearly and asked what my options were. They apologized and offered to fix it quickly. In the end, it was resolved, and I felt relieved because I handled it politely. Repeat. Recently, I had a small issue with an order. Repeat. I received the wrong item. Repeat. At first, I felt annoyed, but I stayed calm and contacted the store. Repeat. I explained the problem clearly and asked what my options were. Repeat. They apologized and offered to fix it quickly. Repeat. In the end, it was resolved, and I felt relieved because I handled it politely. Now make your own version. Change the details and speak again. Excellent. You are training real life communication, calm voice, clear meaning, and natural phrases. Let's continue. And now we'll focus on social English, making plans, invitations, changing plans, refusing politely, and staying friendly. Because at B1, B2 level, this is where many learners feel awkward. You might know the words, but you don't know the natural tone. So we'll train the tone. Warm, clear, and comfortable. Listen. First, listen to a short social situation and focus on how the speaker invites someone and how the other person answers. Hey, Julia, a few of us are going for dinner on Friday. Do you want to join? Mm? Thanks for inviting me. I'd love to, but I already have plans. Maybe next time. Hmm. No worries. We'll catch you another time. Yeah, definitely. Have fun. Now say what happened in one sentence. And tell me, was the refusal rude or polite? Speak out loud. Model answer. Someone invited her to dinner, but she said no politely and suggested next time. Repeat. Now let's practice invitation phrases. Repeat after me. Do you want to join us? Are you free on Friday? We're thinking of going out. Want to come? If you're free, you're welcome to join. Feel free to come if you'd like. Now practice polite refusal. This is very important. You can refuse while staying warm. Repeat after me. Thanks for inviting me. I'd love to, but I can't this time. I'm not sure I can make it. I already have plans. I'm a bit tired, so I might stay in tonight. Can we do another day? Maybe next time. Now combine them, because the full polite refusal has 3 parts. Thank you, reason and connection, listen. Thanks for inviting me. I'd love to, but I already have plans. Maybe next time. Repeat. Now another. That sounds fun, but I'm exhausted today. Can we do it another day? Repeat. Now another. I'm not sure I can make it. I'll let you know later, but please don't wait for me. Repeat. Now role play. I will invite you, and you respond out loud. Then I will respond naturally. Hey, we're going to a movie tonight. Do you want to come? Do. You respond. Choose yes or no. I respond. Great. What time works for you? Or no worries, another time, unless it's after. Some friends are meeting for coffee tomorrow morning. Are you free? You respond. I respond. Perfect. Let's meet at. Or, okay, thanks anyway. Are you doing anything this weekend? We're planning a small get together. You respond. I respond. Good. Now we practice saying yes naturally. Because some learners only know yes, but real English uses warm, short phrases. Repeat after me. Yeah, I'd love to. Sure, that sounds great. Absolutely. What time? Count me in. I'm down. Now note, I'm down is informal. You can use it with friends, not in very formal situations. Now we'll train preferences because social talk includes preferences, what you like, what you don't like, what you'd rather do. Repeat after me. I'd rather stay in tonight. I'm more in the mood for something quiet. I don't really feel like going out. I'm craving something sweet. I'm not a big fan of I'm into. I'd prefer a place that's not too loud. Now practice. I will give you two options. You choose one and respond with a preference sentence. Option, coffee shop or restaurant. You respond. Model answer. I'd prefer a coffee shop. I'm not that hungry. Repeat. Option, early morning or evening. Respond. Model answer. I'd rather do the evening. Mornings are tough for me. Repeat. Option, staying in or going out. Respond. Model answer. I'm more in the mood to stay in tonight. I need to recharge. Repeat. Good. Now you can express yourself more naturally. Now we'll do a longer listening scene about making plans. Listen for key details, day, time, place, and who is doing what. My friend messaged me and asked if I wanted to meet this Saturday. I told her I was free in the afternoon, but not in the morning. She suggested meeting around 3, and she asked if I wanted to go to a cafe or just take a walk. I said I'd prefer a walk because the weather was nice, and we could grab a drink after. She agreed, and we decided to meet near the park entrance. I also suggested we keep it simple and not make a strict plan. Just meet, walk, and see how we feel. Now answer these questions. What day, what time, where will they meet, and what activity will they do first? Speak out loud. Model answer. They will meet on Saturday around 3 near the park entrance, and they will walk first. Repeat. Now we practice the planning language from that story. Repeat after me. Are you free this Saturday? I'm free in the afternoon, but not in the morning. How about around 3? Do you want to grab coffee or take a walk? I'd prefer a walk. The weather is nice. Let's meet near the park entrance. Let's keep it simple. Now role play. I will be your friend. You respond out loud. Hey, Julia, are you free this Saturday? You respond, cool. What time works best for you? You respond, do you want to go to a cafe or just take a walk? You respond, okay, where should we meet? You respond, perfect. See you then? You respond, great. Now we'll practice a tricky social situation. Canceling plans politely because sometimes you need to cancel and you want to be kind. Repeat after me. Hey, I'm so sorry, but I need to cancel today. Something came up unexpectedly. I'm not feeling well. Can we reschedule for another day? I hate to cancel last minute. Thanks for understanding. Now practice. I will say the situation, and you cancel politely. Situation, you feel sick. Cancel dinner. Model answer, I'm so sorry. I'm not feeling well today. Can we reschedule? Repeat. Situation. Your work ran late. Cancel a meeting with a friend. Model answer. I hate to cancel last minute, but work ran late. Can we do tomorrow instead? Repeat. Situation. You forgot you have a family event. Cancel coffee. Model answer. I'm really sorry. I just realized I have a family thing today. Can we do it another time? Repeat. Good. You're staying polite and human. Now we'll move to speaking about feelings in a natural B1, B2 way because social conversation includes feelings, not deep therapy, just everyday feelings, tired, stressed, excited, relieved, awkward. Repeat after me. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm feeling stressed lately. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm relieved it worked out. I'm not in the best mood today. I'm just trying to take it easy. Now practice with small talk. I'll ask you a question. You answer with one feeling and one reason. Question. How have you been lately? You answer. Model answer. I've been a bit stressed lately. Work has been busy, but I'm managing. Repeat. I've been a bit stressed lately. Work has been busy, but I'm managing. Question. Are you excited for the weekend? You answer. Model answer. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really need some rest. Repeat. Question. How did that meeting go? You answer. Model answer. It went better than I expected. I'm relieved it's done. Repeat. Excellent. These are very natural B1, B2 lines. Now we'll do a final listening and response scene for this section. Listen. A friend says, I'm thinking of skipping the party tonight. I'm just not in the mood. Now respond in a supportive way. Model answer. That's totally fine. You don't have to force it. Do what feels best for you. Repeat. That's totally fine. You don't have to force it. Do what feels best for you. Now respond in a practical way. Model answer. If you're tired, staying in might be the best choice. But if you go for just a short time, you might enjoy it. Repeat. Good. You can choose your style depending on the situation. Let's continue. And now we'll train storytelling because B1, B2 learners often speak in short, separate sentences, but real conversation is connected. You tell small stories all the time. What happened today? Why you were late? How your weekend went? What you saw? What surprised you? And when you can tell a simple story smoothly, you sound much more fluent. We will train 3 things: story structure, natural detail, and smooth linking phrases. Listen first to a short story, then we'll break it down. Yesterday, I had a slightly awkward moment at the supermarket. I went in just to buy a few things: milk, bread, and some fruit, and I was in a hurry. I picked everything quickly and went to the self-checkout, but the machine kept showing an error message. I tried again and again, and I could feel people waiting behind me. I started to get a little nervous. Finally, I waved to an employee and said, Sorry, this machine keeps giving me an error. Could you help me? The employee came over, scanned one item again, and the problem disappeared. It turned out one barcode didn't scan properly. I thanked her, finished paying, and left. And honestly, once I walked outside, I laughed at myself because it wasn't a big deal. Now tell me the story in your own words, but keep it simple. What happened? Where? What the problem was? And how it ended? Speak out loud. Now here's a strong model answer. She went to the supermarket and used the self checkout, but the machine showed an error, so she asked an employee for help, and then it worked. Repeat. Now let's learn the storytelling connectors inside that story. Repeat after me. At first, then, after that, suddenly, in the end, honestly, it turned out that Sukru, I could feel this is now practice with a mini story of your own. Here is the prompt. Talk about a small problem you had in a public place, maybe a shop, a bus, a bank, a restaurant. Use at least 4 connectors. At first, then, after that, in the end, speak now, slowly. Now I'll give you a model story with B2 detail, and you repeat sentence by sentence. Last week, I had a small issue at a cafe. At first, everything was fine. I ordered a drink and sat down. Then I realized the cafe was much louder than I expected. After that, I tried to focus, but the noise was distracting. So in the end, I asked the staff if I could move to a quieter corner. They were kind about it, and I felt relieved because it made a big difference. Repeat. Last week, I had a small issue at a cafe. Repeat. At first, everything was fine. Repeat. Then I realized the cafe was much louder than I expected. Repeat. After that, I tried to focus, but the noise was distracting. Repeat. So in the end, I asked the staff if I could move to a quieter corner. Repeat. They were kind about it, and I felt relieved because it made a big difference. Good. Now create your own version with different details. Speak now. Now we will practice describing people and places because B2 conversation includes describing things naturally, not like a list, but like a smooth description. We'll focus on friendly, everyday descriptions. First, describing a place. Listen. I visited a small bookstore recently. It wasn't very big, but it felt cozy. The shelves were wooden and slightly messy in a nice way. There were handwritten notes recommending books. And there was a quiet corner with a couple of chairs. The staff member didn't follow me around, but she smiled and said hello. The whole place felt calm, like you could stay there for hours. Now answer, what kind of place is it? And what mood does it have? Speak out loud, model answer. It's a small, cozy bookstore with a calm mood. Repeat. Now practice place description phrases. Repeat after me. It felt cozy. It had a calm vibe. It wasn't very big, but the lighting was, the atmosphere was, it was the kind of place where. Now, describe a place you know, maybe a cafe, a park, a room, a street. Use 3 phrases. It wasn't very big, but the atmosphere was, it was the kind of place where. Speak now. Now describing a person in a natural, respectful way. Listen. I met a new colleague last month. She seemed confident but very approachable. She spoke clearly and she listened carefully. She also had a calm energy, the kind of person who makes meetings feel less stressful. And when she gives feedback, she does it politely, but directly. Now answer. What kind of person is she? Speak out loud. Model answer. She's confident, approachable, calm, and gives feedback politely but directly. Repeat. Now practice people description phrases. Repeat after me. He seems like the kind of person who she comes across as. One thing I noticed is he has a calm energy. She's easy to talk to. He's polite but direct. Now describe someone you know in a positive way. A friend, a coworker, a family member. Use comes across as. And the kind of person who speak now. Great. Describing people and places helps you speak longer and more naturally. Now we will train handling awkward moments because awkward moments happen in every language. You forget someone's name, who you misunderstand. You walk the wrong way. You say something strange. And B1, B2 learners need calm rescue phrases. Repeat after me. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Let me explain what I mean. Sorry, I mixed that up. I'm not sure I understood. Could you clarify? Give me a second. I'm looking for the right word. Oops, my mistake. Now practice. I will give you an awkward situation, and you respond with a rescue phrase. Situation. You forget someone's name. Model answer. I'm so sorry. I'm blanking on your name right now. Could you remind me? Repeat. Situation. You misunderstood the plan. Model answer. Oh, my mistake. I thought it was tomorrow. Thanks for clarifying. Repeat. Situation. You said something that sounded rude. Model answer. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was repeat. Excellent. Now you can stay calm and professional. Now we'll do a longer listening scene with more natural speed. Try to follow the story. You do not need every word. Focus on the chain of events, what happened first, then, and how it ended. Listen. This morning I left home earlier than usual because I had a lot to do. I stopped by the bank to deposit some cash, but the line was long. While I was waiting, I realized I forgot one document I needed, so I decided not to waste time. I stepped out of the line, went back home quickly, grabbed the document, and returned to the bank. By then, the line was shorter. I finished the deposit, and I made it to my next appointment just in time. It was a bit stressful, but I handled it. Now summarize it in 2 sentences, speak out loud, model answer. She went to the bank but realized she forgot a document, so she went back home, returned, and finished the deposit just in time. Repeat. Now we practice retelling with time phrases because B2 uses time markers. Repeat after me. At first, while I was waiting, that's when I realized. So I decided to, by the time I came back, just in time. Now retell the bank story using those phrases. Speak now. Now I'll model. At first, I went to the bank. While I was waiting in line, that's when I realized I forgot a document. So I decided to go back home. By the time I came back, the line was shorter, and I finished just in time. Repeat it. Great. Now we'll do a guided speaking task that feels like real conversation. I'll ask you questions like a friend would. You answer out loud, then I'll give a model answer for each question. What was the most annoying thing that happened to you? Recently, you answer. Model answer. Honestly, I had a small issue with the machine at the store. It wasn't serious, but it was annoying in the moment. Repeat. Question. What was something nice that happened recently? You answer. Model answer. I had a really good conversation with a friend who inquired. It made me feel calmer and more positive. What's repeat? Question. What's a place you like going to when you need a break? Mites? You answer. Model answer. I like going to a quiet cafe or a park. I just need somewhere calm to reset. Repeat. Excellent. You're speaking like a real person now, with real rhythm. Now we close this section with one more powerful storytelling technique, adding one feeling sentence. Because feelings make your story sound human. Repeat after me. At first, I felt stressed, but then I calmed down. I was embarrassed for a second, but I left it off. I was relieved when it worked out. I didn't want to overreact. Now take your mini story from earlier and add one feeling sentence at the end. Speak now. Perfect. You're building B1, B2 real life fluency with stories, descriptions, and calm rescue phrases. Let's finish strong and keep it calm because the goal is not to rush. The goal is to feel stable in real English, stable enough that you can listen, understand the main idea, and respond in a natural way, even when you don't have perfect words. In this final section, we will do 3 things: a final listening challenge, a longer speaking practice that feels like real conversation, and a smooth review of the most useful patterns. So you leave with language you can reuse tomorrow. First, a listening challenge with more natural speed. Listen once and do not stop the audio. Just listen for meaning. Then we will answer questions. Today was one of those days where everything felt slightly off. I woke up late because my alarm didn't ring. Then I spilled coffee on my shirt while I was rushing. I changed quickly and tried to leave, but I realized I couldn't find my keys. I looked everywhere: the table, the kitchen counter, my bag, even the bathroom, and I started to feel frustrated. Finally, I found them in the pocket of the jacket I wore yesterday. I left home a little stressed, but once I got outside, the air was cool and fresh, and I felt better. On the way to work, I stopped for a new coffee, and I told myself, okay, breathe. Today doesn't have to be perfect. And honestly, that small thought helped. Now answer. Why did the person wake up late? What went wrong after that? And where were the keys? Say your answers out loud. Model answer. They woke up late because the alarm didn't ring. They spilled coffee and couldn't find their keys. And the keys were in the pocket of yesterday's jacket. Repeat. They woke up late because the alarm didn't ring. They spilled coffee and couldn't find their keys. And the keys were in the pocket of yesterday's jacket. Now, the bigger question, hun, what was the message? What attitude did the person choose at the end? Speak out loud, model answer. The message is that even when things go wrong, you can calm yourself and keep going. Repeat. Now let's take useful phrases from the story because these are real daily lifelines. Repeat after me. Everything felt slightly off today. I was rushing. I started to feel frustrated. Finally, I found them. Once I got outside, I felt better. Today's doesn't have to be perfect. Now practice. Tell your own short version of a slightly off day. Keep it simple. Include one problem and one calming thought. Speak now. Great. Now we move to a deeper listening skill. Understanding implied meaning and tone. I will say a short dialogue, and you tell me what the person really means. Person A, do you want to grab lunch together? Person B, I wish I could, but my schedule is packed today, maybe later this week. What does person B really mean? Are they refusing politely? Are they leaving the door open? Speak out loud? Model answer? They can't today, but they are refusing politely and suggesting another time. Repeat. Now practice your own polite reply for the same situation. You can copy this pattern. Thank you. Reason. Future connection. Repeat after me. Thanks for asking. I'd love to, but I'm really busy today. Could we do it later this week instead? Now, a final listening, dialogue with small talk, a plan, and a small problem. Listen carefully. Hey, Julia, are you still coming to the gym after work? As I was planning to, but I might be 10 minutes late. My last meeting is running over. No problem. I'll start warming up. Just text me when you're on your way. Thanks, I appreciate it. And if I'm too late, we can just go tomorrow. Sounds good. Don't stress. Now answer. What is the plan? What is the problem? And what solutions did they mention? Speak out loud. Model answer. The plan is to go to the gym after work. The problem is the meeting is running over. And the solutions are to warm up and wait or go tomorrow instead. Repeat. Now you will play the second speaker. I will speak the first lines, and you respond out loud. Hey, Julia, are you still coming to the gym after work? You respond, no, problem. I'll start warming up. Just text me when you're on your way. You respond, sounds good. Don't stress. You respond, excellent. That is real. B1, B2 conversation. Simple, natural, supportive. Now, we'll do the longest speaking practice of the whole lesson. This is a guided conversation simulation. I will ask you questions in a natural order, and you answer as if we're chatting. Keep your answers short but connected. You can pause, you can breathe, and you can rephrase. Question 1. How was your day today? Answer out loud, include one good thing and one challenge. Now model answer. It was okay, a bit busy. One good thing is I finished an important task, but the challenging part was running out of time in the afternoon. Repeat. Question 2. What did you do after work? Answer out loud. Model answer. After work, I went home, made something simple to eat, and tried to relax. Repeat. Question 3. Did anything unexpected happen? Answer out loud. Model answer. Nothing major, but I had a small issue with my order earlier. It got fixed though. Repeat. Question 4. What are you doing tomorrow? Answer out loud. Model answer. Tomorrow I have a busy morning, but I'm hoping the afternoon will be calmer. Repeat. Question 5. What's something you're looking forward to? Answer out loud. Model answer. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I really need rest and a fresh start. Repeat. Now take a breath. and answer all 5 questions again. But this time, try to add one connector in each answer, like because, so, but, even though, in the end, speak now. Great. That connector practice is what moves you from B1 to B2 because you stop speaking in isolated pieces and you start connecting ideas smoothly. Now we'll do a quick review of the most useful patterns from the whole lesson, not as a list, but as speaking practice. I will say a phrase, you repeat, and imagine a real situation. Let me think for a second. Just to clarify, do you mean, sorry, I misunderstood? I see your point, but I think it depends. Thanks for inviting me. I'd love to, but I'm so sorry. I need to cancel. Could you help me with this? I'm afraid this isn't what I ordered. What are my options here? I'd rather. I'm more in the mood for. In the end, it worked out. Now, say 3 of these phrases again, but make them yours. Change one word, change the situation. Speak them as if you mean them. Now, one final listening task. Listen and respond naturally. Someone says, I've been trying to improve my English, but sometimes I feel stuck. Now respond in a supportive B2 way. Model answer. I get that. Progress can feel slow, but if you practice a little every day, it adds up, and you're already doing the hard part by showing up. Repeat. Now respond in a practical B2 way. Model answer. If you feel stuck, try changing your routine. Focus on listening to real conversations. Repeat short phrases out loud. And track small wins each week. Repeat. Good. You can be supportive. And you can be practical. That's real communication. Now we close. And I want you to remember this. B1, B2 English is not about sounding like a dictionary. It's about sounding like a real person, calm, clear, and flexible. You don't need perfect words. You need useful words. And you need repetition, daily repetition, because repetition turns effort into habit. So keep listening, keep speaking, and keep using these patterns in your daily life. Talk about your day, describe small problems, make plans, cancel politely, give opinions, ask follow-up questions, and when you don't know a word, don't freeze, rephrase, simplify, and keep going. That is fluency. Thank you for practicing with me today. I'm Julia, and I'll be here with you again. Keep going, keep breathing, and trust the process.